Here comes Vicky.
Thank you. My name is Vicky. It is my privilege to introduce your next seminar presenter. She's one of those people that has worn a lot of hats for quite some time in the industry. You may know her as an entrepreneur, as someone who developed a clothing line and ran a retail store, as a podcast host, an author, a speaker, someone who does interview shows, or any number of other things. And that is why she is so uniquely qualified to present this seminar. She's here to talk to you about some of the things that she's learned. She'll be telling her story. She'll be sharing some of her secrets with you. And her whole goal today is to help you learn how to outsource like a boss. Please welcome my friend, Michelle, DJ RunDat Miller.
Meditated on this moment for 2.5 years. So I'm excited, to say the least. I'm honored to be here, and thank all of you for being here with me. Today, is my clicker not working? I promise I tested this. Oh, that's fine. Okay, today I'm going to be talking about 3 main things: the benefits of having a mentor or a coach, my secrets to building a low-cost team. This is the good stuff. Stick around for that. And the importance of having a solid support system. So, has anyone ever experienced just juggling all the things and struggling to do it all? Yep. Parenthood, my businesses, DJing, running a clothing line. Has anyone had a brick and mortar store? Raise your hand. It's a lot of work. Has anyone had their own clothing line? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I basically started my entrepreneurial journey right when I became pregnant with my first child, 15 years ago. So not only was I learning how to be a parent, but I was learning how to run my own business, my clothing line. The first shirt I ever printed said, "I love reggae," because I love reggae that much. Any reggae lovers? Yes, okay. All right. So it was an idea I had lots of ideas. And when I was pregnant, it was the first time I was really slowing down. I was always running. I'm RunDat. Running. I got my name RunDat from all the reggae music I listened to. All the artists would say, RunDat. It means we run teams. RunDat, run the track. So when I started the clothing line, I started selling at concerts and festivals because I did not want to give up this life I love so much. Being at live shows, watching DJs, going to festivals. So it was my way of avoiding the mom guilt by having a job at the concerts. So I was juggling all the things for a long time, and I got really, really burnt out. Just running on auto RunDat. It's like autopilot, but my version, auto RunDat. Go. I never really slowed down. And I hit burnout like never before. I was feeling sick, my body was breaking down. I had the brick and mortar store, I was learning how to DJ, my son was in daycare, and the store wasn't doing very good. And I really started to lose passion for it, and at that point I felt really lost. And a friend referred me to my business coach. So here I am, rewind a little, selling I Love Reggae shirts, and I had I Love Reggae Tone too, because I love Reggae Tone also, at the flea market. I got my baby with me, my sister helping me out. So my business coach, a friend referred me to her, and I really needed someone to boss me around. Like, I was lost. I was winging it. And everything I was doing, I was winging it, and I'm like, winging it well, you know? But was I? not really. When I look back, I was doing too much. So I got on the phone with this business coach, and I didn't even really know what she was, but we had a really great conversation. And she asked me, Michelle, what do you want? I was like, what do I want? I want it all. I don't know. I want a successful business. I want a healthy family. I want to be healthy. What do you want? Then she said, well, I can help you. I can help you customize a plan. And I'm like, okay. At that time, I really didn't know what I signed up for, but our conversation was so good. I actually took out a car loan to hire her. So I didn't have money at the time. It was slow season in my business. And she said, what do you want, Michelle? What brings you joy? That's kind of the two magic questions that I continued to ask myself in the last 6 years and still to this day. So I would love to ask you, what brings you joy? Someone. Here's a microphone. Vicki has it. Someone. What brings you joy? Raise your hand. We got Mitch, Taylor, Rich.
Scott?
Making other people happy.
There we go.
Yes, I love that. Oh, my son, Mason, would you like the mic? He said money. He's trying to get more arcade money. Okay, what about Mitch?
Connecting brides and grooms to the bigger purpose of their event.
Yes, I love that. That's beautiful. Anyone else? What brings you joy? How about, oh, we got one more in the back.
Being part of people's memories.
Yes, being a part of people's memories. I feel that too.
Anyone from this side?
One more over there? Couple more? Yeah, keep it going.
My family.
Yes.
You stole it. My family.
Got a couple more over there? Thank you guys.
I can shout it.
Go ahead.
My dogs.
My dogs. Okay, wonderful. I agree with a lot of those things, but now I'd like to ask, what brings you joy in your business? Got someone in the back, Vicki. I know, you said that. You were
Taxes.
Taxes. You're special.
Okay. First of all, it will be my music and passion.
Yes.
And number 2 will be your spiritual business.
Ooh, okay. Awesome. Anyone else? Last call. All right. My son again. My cat. What about your business? You know, my son has his own hat business. So what brings you business, or what brings you joy in your business, Mason? All right, he's silly. Okay.
For me, it's seeing my clients happy and successful.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things is when you're in a room and you're DJing and you're seeing those happy smiling faces and you're just feeling that energy and you're exchanging that energy, that brings me joy in my business. Another thing that brings me joy in my business is the music. Also, I get really excited when I book some like high ticket gigs, honestly. That brings me joy, so me and my son are similar. So, another way to think about it is what lights you up. So when I was talking with my business coach, she noticed when I talked about the clothing business, it didn't really light me up. But when I talked about DJing, she's like, Michelle, every time you talk about DJing, you light up. I'm like, okay. And so what we did was I hired her to help me come up with a plan to bring my business online because there's a lot of potential there. And me being in a small town of under 900 people, there wasn't a lot of room to really grow the clothing line. So what lights you up? So I want to talk about the benefits of having a coach or a mentor. So here's my husband. He was my first mentor. He's been a DJ for over 30 years, so I got lucky with that one, right? He's also doing media tonight, so here him and I are working together. So a mentor is someone who shares their knowledge, skills, or experience with another to help develop and grow another person's business or life. So a coach, does anybody here, have you ever hired a business coach? Or a coach in general? Okay, awesome. So there's lots of different types of coaching. I didn't know this when I hired mine. The only coach I really knew about was like a basketball coach, sports coach, But there's like a whole world of coaching and this whole online business industry of coaching. I was really fascinated with it. But honestly, for the first few months when I was in my coach's group coaching program, I didn't really understand what I signed up for. I was just there like a black sheep. I'm in this group on Zoom once a week with all these coaches, all these people that wanted to be coaches, and I'm like, I'm the DJ with the clothing line, I love reggae. So I really didn't even know what I signed up for, but honestly, it changed my life. I've been with her for 6 years. So a coach is someone who provides guidance to a client on their goals and helps them reach their full potential. And I'm gonna share some things with you today that I honestly never thought I would do. And I did these things with the guidance and support of my coach and our group of coaches. So I love this quote from Tony Robbins: every massively successful person on the planet, whether in sports or entertainment, got there with the help of mentors and coaches along the way. So think about someone that's just killing it in the industry. Do you think they did that all by themselves? Probably not. If they did, they're superhuman. So how do you find a coach? Raise your hand if you're a coach. If you're in this room and you offer coaching. Mitch, Rich, Joe, awesome. The others, I'd love to meet you. I actually got some coaching from Joe this week. I got coaching from Vicky this week. She gave me some coaching for this presentation. I was gonna wing it. I still kind of am, but I got some good coaching from Vicky. There's a lot of a lot of benefits to having a coach. I'm going to dive into a little bit more. So how do you find a coach? Referrals is a really great way. There's a couple in this room right here. While you're at this convention this week, pay attention to who's presenting and if they offer coaching. You can Google one, but I highly recommend, asking around. Find one that you really connect with, like I did. I connected with her, didn't really know what I was signing up for, was like, sold. And also find someone who is where you want to be in business. Find someone who has done, what you would like to do or learn to do. So for me, one of the things that sold me on my coach was she had several successful brick and mortar stores, and that was my main business at the time. How much does coaching cost? Well, there's a wide variety. And to be honest, like I said, when I first hired mine, I couldn't afford it, so I took out a car loan. I got lucky and won a contest. Who could refer the most clients to her? I won. And I won like $5,000 plus another like $4,000 VIP day with her, all these things. It paid for my first year of coaching. I only paid for a couple of months, so I got lucky. Today, she charges $24,000 for a year. But what she promises, you will work with her until you hit 6 figures. So until I hit 6 figures, she stuck with me. Did I pay $24,000? No. I became her her DJ, not her coach. I became her DJ. I get to DJ all of her events, so we have a special relationship. I was one of her first clients, and I'm like, you're stuck with me. I love her so much. So coaching can go anything from $100 for an hour call with someone. It could be you could pay for an 8-week program. There's group coaching, which I really love. There's this power of being together in a group, a mastermind. So what is a mastermind? A mastermind is a group of peers who meet to give each other advice and support. So Stephanie, you're up. So when COVID hit and the whole world went on lockdown, all the DJs were freaking out. Raise my hand if you felt that. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna feed our family? My husband and I are both DJs. What are we gonna do? So I started this little mini mastermind with DJ Jess and Stephanie Stardust, and we just support each other. I led us for about 8 weeks. We get on the Zoom once a week, and I was like, what are your goals? We gotta have some goal. Okay, you don't feel like doing anything, just keep playing music, whatever. One goal. Okay, I'm gonna refresh my website. What are you gonna do? And we just got together and we actually ended up just coaching each other. It was like a support group. We're moms. We're turned into homeschool moms. That was the hardest thing I ever did. Not going to get her that. All right, so I'd like Stephanie to share just a little bit about what was it like being in the mastermind with me and what are the benefits, some of the benefits.
All right, so I related to Michelle so much. I found her in a female DJ group on Facebook, and I saw that she wrote a book. So I got the book, I read the book, and then I shared online that I read her book, and then DJ Jess bought the book. So together, Michelle offered us coaching, and I was like, I don't know, I've been doing everything on my own all this time, I don't need a coach. But for 10 to 12 years, I was like her. I was just on autopilot. And during COVID, it was the perfect time to consider a coach because I needed additional motivation, I needed accountability, I needed to set goals, and I didn't really want to do any of that stuff. I was kind of depressed, and I was seriously just not considering doing anything until like we opened back up. And before that, I just felt like I worked so hard and I did so much. I wanted to take time off, but Michelle did not let me, thank God. So I did set goals. We checked in with each other every week. The weeks I was too depressed to really even do anything, checking in with her and Jess was like a godsend because who else can relate to you better than your coach and another woman? We all have kids. We're all going through the same thing. So the support, the accountability, even friendships. If you've been with your coach for 6 years, like I'm never letting you go either. So she stuck with me, and I just want to say thank you for your coaching because it really did change the last 2 years of my life.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying yes to me. Thank you for trusting me. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, let's try this. Let's offer some coaching. And it was free, and it was fun, and it was just as beneficial for me. So you can have a little mastermind with anybody, a couple of friends, like get together. It's powerful when we put our minds together. So what is a business coach? A business coach will really help you, strategize a custom plan. They're gonna look at, what do you want? What are you trying to accomplish? All right, well, here's what I suggest, and give you a lot of different ideas. And boy, have I learned a lot of different strategies and ideas, but I didn't implement them all. But I did. I'm going to share with you what I did do. So first of all, it's find your why. Why do we do this? What do I want? For me, I want to hit 6 figures. Why? I love this. I want to have financial security. So it starts with, what do you want? And then, find a coach. So what's your one thing? What do you want? Why? Okay. Well, the power of one. So for years, I was kind of experimenting with becoming a coach. And I still do some coaching, but it's not my one thing. My one thing, hitting 6 figures in my DJ business, how am I going to do that? This slide shows my offer. $4,000, full DJ packages. So my coach taught me to get really specific. Who's your ideal client? Well, my ideal client values entertainment, they're not on a budget, and they're a super fan. And then my content and marketing strategy, Google Ads, social media, and vendor-client relationships. So this is pretty accurate to what's going on today. So here's my year at a glance. So my coach was like, okay, map out your whole year. So, so you really stay focused on what's your goals, where are you at, and I make sure that I add fun things on here, like trips, I have vacations, I have festivals, how many clients are booked, and I make sure I have river days in there in July, so our river will dry up. And then my ultimate goal is to spend December on a tropical island tour. So I have a feeling this might be the year. I'm pretty optimistic. Yeah? My daughter wants that, just like me. Another really good benefit of having a business coach is the accountability. They're going to hold you accountable. They're going to say, well, you said you wanted this. What's stopping you? How can I support? They're going to check in on you. And something I love are my accountability buddies, accountability partners. Does anybody in the room have an accountability partner? Yes, yes, yes. So I have a lot of them. One I've had the longest, we're in the same business mastermind group coaching, my coach. And we check in a couple times a week on Voxer on Monday, which I haven't checked in today, oops. I say, this week I declare I'm going to book 3 clients, I'm going to work on my presentation for Mobile Entertainment Expo, and I'm going to hold 1 team meeting, whatever it is. And then we check back in on Wednesday if we need support, and on Friday, and we support one another. And it's just powerful to declare your goals. And it kind of helps you stay in action and stay focused. Because it's funny, on Friday, I'll listen back and I'll be like, what did I say I was going to do on Monday? I'm like, oh, I did that, yes. So it's like you can also celebrate your wins with your accountability buddies. And I think it's really important to do that. The more you focus on your wins, the more of that you'll get, Yes, and the funny thing, the other day I'm just like, oh, I'm going to book a wedding. This client I had penciled in for 3 months just sent me a Venmo one morning. They hadn't even signed the contract. I'm like, oh, I booked a wedding. Cool. I'm going to try that every week now. I'm going to book 3, I'm going to book 5. Okay, so before hiring my coach, my DJ DJ wasn't even a business. I was DJing as a hobby. So what we started with is how to brand and market myself. These are some of my promo pics that, I didn't even have promotional photos. I had crappy photos from crappy phones. And I didn't even have a website. She helped me with that. So business basics. So wherever, you're at in your business, find someone that can help you at your level and take you to that next level that you want to be. My coach helped push me to that next level. So here I am as an MC at the world famous Reggae on the River Festival. This was the scariest thing I'd ever done besides this. And, they say public speaking is the #1 fear in Americans. Do you feel that? If you're Asian, if you're scared of public speaking. Yeah, thanks for being honest. It's scary. This is kind of fun though, thanks. So this was something that, they asked me and I'm a yes girl, so I'm like, yes. So this was a big thing for me. This was a process of me finding my voice. And my coach helped me do that. She helped me believe really anything was possible. And another thing we did that my coach helped me do, so I'm gonna share these strategies, a couple strategies right now of things that I tried out because I was wanting to coach. And this right here, I created this digital course. So has anyone ever taken a digital course? Created a digital course? There's a lot of them online. You might get sucked in around Black Friday. You're like, oh, $19.99, okay. And then you might not take the course, whatever. Digital products. I got really intrigued by digital products and creating passive income. So what I did was I wrote a script on how to start a DJ business. And I had that VIP day with my coach that I won. So I go to her house. She had hired a professional videographer. And I filmed this course in 3 hours. That was scary too. That felt weird. I left there just weird adrenaline. I had never been on camera like that. I'd never done video before. And before I left, I was talking with her and she was about to launch this new 8-week course, how to write and self-publish your own book. And I was like, I'm interested in that. She goes, Michelle, your book's right there. What you just recorded today in that digital course is your book. All of a sudden, in 8 weeks, I wrote and self-published my own book, How to Start a DJ Business, and published it on Amazon. And, I wanted to give back. I wanted to share my story. I wanted to help people that were just like me, that were just getting started, and they're doing it as a hobby. I wanted to help guide them and show them, you can turn this into a legit business. This is amazing. So, I wrote the book, and guess what happened? I hit top seller. And, I beat #4. I don't know if you can read that. Can you read that? I was like, okay. Let me read it for you. Photos collection of Asian girls wear underwear and nightwear, swimsuits, volume 11. Wow. I'm so proud I beat #4, but guess what? Anyone can write a book. Raise your hand if you've written a book. Don't be shy. Erin. Okay, cool. Is anybody here that, do you want to write a book? Raise your hand, do you want to write a book? Okay, I'm curious what's stopping you from doing it. A topic. Time? Fear? Fear? These are good. Okay. I have a special thing where I'm not that afraid of, failure or putting myself out there, but I understand. So, there's a couple ways to write a book. I'm happy to share with you more about that, so stay connected with me after this. But really, KDP on Amazon, that's how you publish them. It's really easy. So, you upload a PDF file and they print them for you. They don't charge you anything. Isn't that amazing? But when someone buys it, they print it and they ship it for you. And they charge, for me, they charge you $2. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, you can publish a photo book if you want, like #4. Anything you want. And get help. I'll talk a lot about outsourcing soon, and that's another way, that helped me do that. So, if anyone would like a copy of my book, take a photo of this, and stay connected, and I'll send you a free copy of the ebook. Oh, here's a question: has anyone read my book in this room? Yeah, Joe. Yes, Stephanie. Yes. Honestly, this book is how I got to this stage today, if anyone was wondering. Because a couple years ago, I didn't know very many people in the DJ industry. And writing this book really changed that. It was right after writing the book that I started the Queens on Deck show. So I see a couple of the queens in the room. Chevy Red entered the building. Yeah, girl. We got Stephanie in there. So I started interviewing DJs on Facebook. It was a strategy to help promote the book, to network, to build relationships, and it was a ton of fun. And the first person I ever interviewed was DJ Dana. And she said, I write for Mobile Beat magazine. I'm like, what's that? I'm like, oh, there's DJ magazines? And she's like, and there's conventions. I'm like, oh, I really didn't know about these things a few years ago. So I also went on to do another interview series online in the MEX. Big up Mitch Taylor in the room. Sean Big Daddy was in here. Who else is on there? Anyone else on here? No. Alton, I interviewed Alton. So this is so cool because I interviewed all these people, and now today at this convention I get to meet them. So it was really about networking and becoming more visible online, because video is the most powerful way for people to get to know you, personality. And I learned so much from interviewing people. Because I live in this tiny town, I was basically living in a reggae bubble for a very long time. Once I started interviewing these DJs, I was like, wow, whoa, big world of DJing out there. And like some really good advice I got was every year raise your rates. And the way to prevent burnout is to charge more. So I started doing that. When I wrote my book, I shared an example of a contract, and it said for a 5-hour wedding, $950. And that was, I published in 2019. Here we are booking $4,000 weddings because I took the advice of the other DJs. I watched my coach go from charging $7,000 a year to $24,000 a year. I upped my confidence, and I started giving more value. I really, the biggest benefits of a coach is the support, the community, strategies, and accountability. So, don't be afraid to ask for help. This is me and Vicki last week. I'm freaking out. I'm like, help me. I don't know what I'm doing, Vicki. Help me with these slides. And I guilted her into giving me free coaching sessions. I tipped her today, though, because, drinks on me today. So don't be afraid to ask for help. There's plenty of people in our community that would love to help you, but you gotta ask. I'm here to help. First call is always free. You can reach out to me. I wanted to coach, and I experimented with it. I experimented with all those strategies to build my brand and awareness and network, and I did a lot of things. But once I tried to sell coaching, it felt really yucky. I didn't like it. It wasn't fun. I was talking to my coach about it, and she's like, maybe it's time you put that to rest. What's your one thing? Hit 6 figures in my DJ business. She's like, okay, that's what you need to focus on. So coach will help keep you in line to what you truly want. So does anybody have questions about hiring a coach? No? Anyone? Okay.
Where do you find us?
Where do you find them? Great question. So referrals, or right here, or, if you Google one, a lot of them have maybe podcasts, so those might be more expensive, but maybe not. Let's see. Get specific on what type of coach you want, so what your goal is, and then find someone that's doing that. But I would say referrals, word of mouth, maybe. You can ask, maybe ask someone here today. Raise your hand again if you offer coaching in this room. I do, but on the side. Okay, there's a couple here. Also, there's digital courses and stuff too. It depends on what you want. There's different types of coaching programs. So like I said, said, you can have a one-off conversation. You can just hire someone for a 1-hour call. VIP days are more an intensive thing. It could cost maybe $1,000, or depends. And group coaching masterminds where you are with a group of people and the coach is leading. Yeah. Any other questions? I'll be there on time. 4:38. Okay. Hey.
Obviously, there's some advantages to having a DJ as a coach, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But there's probably advantages also, because I'm assuming your coach is not, is not a
Totally.
DJ. So maybe talk a little bit about that. I mean, if you had to choose one,
Yeah.
which way would you go for hiring your first coach?
Yeah, I love that. Because, like I said, I felt like this black sheep in the group for a long time, and there was definitely times where I felt like I don't have the right type of coach. I probably need a DJ coach, someone in the industry, but my coach is also a women's empowerment coach, so, business growth is personal growth. Business development is personal development. So there was a lot of development, personal development happening, building my confidence, getting past my fears of being seen, learning how to implement video and stuff. So finding a DJ coach, that's kind of where I'm at now. I'll talk a little bit more later about joining some of our DJ communities and how they can help in that way. That help? Great question. Any other questions? These guys are waving at each other.
What's after 6 figures for you?
Ooh. I want to own I want to own my own little island resort where I can host events and have little cabanas enough to host events and retreats and things. So after 6 figures, we're gonna hit the millions. Woo! So what's your one thing? It always comes back to your one thing. So what do you want? Why? How are you going to get there? Do you need support? Do you need a coach to push you along? I did. This boss mama needed someone to boss her around. I was just doing all these things and I didn't really have any plan or vision or anything. Next, I would love to share with you my secrets to building a low-cost team, because this is how I was able to do all of it. So I'm wondering, are there people in the room that like to do everything all by yourself? Raise your hand. Okay. Okay. I get it. I was that person. But I hit burnout. And I didn't have enough time to do it all. I have about maybe 25 hours a week while my kids are in school that I can focus. Other than that, it's juggling all the things, So I'm guessing that your personality type might be controller. Okay? And you want to do it all yourself because other people just mess things up. And it's easier to just do it all yourself. I like to do a lot of things myself because I like to understand how to do everything, but I've learned how to outsource like a boss. I'm going to show you. So let's talk about, what do you outsource? Who here outsources something in your business life? Let's pass the mic around.
Just have me yell because we're going to run out of time.
Okay, yeah. What do you outsource?
Photo booth.
Photo booth.
County.
Yeah. I outsource all of the top of funnel email and phone calls.
Got it.
Labor. Household store.
Bookkeeping.
Bookkeeping.
Social media.
Social media. Housekeeping.
Lawn mowing. Marketing.
Marketing.
Cleaning.
Accounting. Crates.
Other DJs.
Other DJs. Love it. Okay. Great. That's amazing. We're going to skip that one. So the only thing you can't outsource is your vision. So that's how important, having your vision. What do you want for your life and business? 10 minutes? Okay. Oh God, we gotta get to the good stuff. Okay, I outsource the time suckers, video and audio editing, graphic design, social media. I outsource the virtual team to help me build my brand. So I hired a virtual assistant. What is a virtual assistant? A virtual assistant is someone that works remotely, and they can do all these things. They can help you with your website, social media, graphic design, research, graphics, video editing, you name it. So I hired someone from Staunch from the Philippines. There's also a site, virtualstaff.ph. It's a hot thing in the Philippines, virtual assistants. They're affordable. I pay mine $7 an hour. That is a living wage in the Philippines, okay? So this particular site, you can set up your own account as an employer. You can look at different people looking for work. You can put up your own listings. Fiverr.com, another great place to hire a virtual assistant or outsource really anything. You can get DJ drops for $15 on Fiverr. You live stream, you can get Twitch layouts. What are they called, layovers? Those things, I don't design them. Overlays, thank you. Okay, so when lockdown happened, when the whole world went on lockdown, I built a team and I launched the Royal Queens Rising podcast. I sourced 12 unpaid interns. It was too much, to be honest, to leave, but I launched this podcast in 1 month. How did I do it? Found an intern. This is Mackenzie. She helped me do everything. She helped me lead my team. Where do you find them? This is the secret sauce, guys. Take a picture. Careermatch.com. Set yourself up as an employer, create some job listings. I play around with it. The most popular one, I had 100 applicants for Rockstar Video Editor. Video Editor wanted for fun DJ, unpaid, 20 to 30 hours a week. You know, what do? They edit audio and video for the podcast. Social media. I was a horrible boss, I'll be honest, until I created a communication system to communicate with your team. This is important. If you have a virtual team, how are you going to lead them? So I talked to my Filipino virtual assistant through WhatsApp. We do weekly Zoom meetings. We email. And we use Trello. So if it's not tracked, it's not real. I learned to track everything. Here's my gigs. Here's my potential gigs in the yellow. Here's the money I'm going to bring in. I like this particular Google sheet. This is where I track my sales. This is where I track my team. How do I know how many hours my team are working? How do I know what they're doing? So create systems. I love Google Sheets. This is how I track my podcast guests and where we're at in the podcast and what needs to be done, what's been done. We use Trello. Trello is a project management site. It's free. And this is where you can, help lead your team, the tasks. You can put your personal tasks in there. I outsource an accountant. I have my brand story on things to do. Social media, I outsource that. We were on every platform consistently for a long time. Social media is a time sucker. Whew, it's addicting. I'm addicted. And I'm not good at graphic design, honestly. So I get my team in Canva. I have them creating posts in there. You can add your team. You have your brand kit. Here's us on Pinterest promoting the book and the digital course. My team made that. And we schedule all the social media on later.com. Right now, today, I manage it all on my own. I'm practicing less is more. So I would love to connect with you on Instagram. Take a selfie right now with me in the background and go follow me. Pull out your phones. I would love to stay connected to all of you. Woo! Wait. Awesome. So DJ RunDat on all platforms. You Google me, you will see I've been putting in work, and my team's been putting in work. Okay, I don't know what button I just hit. Okay, so why did I need to outsource? Because for one, I didn't have enough time. For two, tech was like my enemy. I wasn't very techy. And I wanted to build my brand online, and I wanted to market my business online, but I didn't know how to do all of it. So I outsourced. I outsourced the coach, I outsourced the team. So if you're ready to be more successful, rub elbows with more successful people. This is a funny shot of my business mastermind. All of a sudden, this Zoom turned into these weird desks the other day. What just happened? It's really powerful to be in a group of like-minded people. So, Facebook groups. This is, important. They're online. I never knew about them, but they're there, and there's amazing Facebook groups. I have one. DJ's Virtual Meetup. All right, we're talking about community, the importance of community. There are these amazing online, what are they? DJ schools. You can learn to DJ. There's also online membership sites. Anybody here a member of the Vault or Crate Hackers? year, my assistant quit on me. I had let go of my virtual assistant in the Philippines. I had no interns. The world opened up. Everyone went back to school. And I said to my business coach and the boxer, I said, you know, I really don't know what I'm doing right now. I said, I don't really have a plan. I just had the best year of my career. And I'm okay. I'm just gonna wait and see what the universe has for me. And I joined Crate Hackers a little before that, and they had a contest. I love contests. Member November, they called it. I submitted Crate's playlists, and I won. I won a 3-month paid internship to curate playlist crates for the DJ community. There's over 4,000 DJs in there. I went from having all these interns to becoming an intern, which I think is kind of funny. But it's been a wonderful experience, and it's just like the communities that are online with Crate Hackers, the Vault, the Facebook groups. It's amazing, you know? So your community is as big as you allow it to be. So reach out, make new friends here today. What's my why? I love it. DJing brings me joy. This actually brought me some joy today. And I want to be a role model for my children. You know, motherhood is not a place where dreams go to die. Neither is parenthood, fatherhood. But, you know, I get to do it with my kids. I get to pick my own schedule. I do maybe 40 gigs a year, and I get to be a mom. I couldn't do it without the support of my family and my community. This is my squad. They came with me. This is us today, earlier. Got makeup, hair, just fixing a slide. Couldn't do it. It takes a village. I couldn't do it without all of you here today. So here's a little homework, call to action. Connect with me online. I want you to share with me your one thing. Because if you don't know your one thing, that's your homework. What's your one thing that's going to make this year a home run? Okay, mine's hitting 6 figures. And then the second one, you could share either one or both with me. What would you love to outsource? Think about it. And if you are scared to outsource, you're the lone wolfer or do it all yourself, we can have a conversation too. I can try to help you. Hopefully I've inspired you today. You don't have to do it alone. Anything's possible. I didn't ever really think I'd become a top seller on Amazon or speak on this stage. So let's stay connected. Follow me, DJ RunDat. Instagram's where I'm most active. YouTube's where you can watch all the podcast interviews, online show. And that's it.
You did so good, Michelle. You did so good. We're going to let you do a quick Q&A for a couple minutes because I'm sure there's some outsource questions in the room.
Okay, good.
And then I heard that the QR code maybe wasn't working, so if you're having an issue, just send her an Instagram message and say, hey, I still want you to send me that free ebook. So if the QR code didn't work or you didn't grab it, let her know if you get Instagram message.
Yeah, we were fixing it.
If you got questions, I'm going to put the mic back in the stand.
Okay, and also I have a couple copies of my book and a couple hats. Someone wanted the Boss Mama hat if you were in here. Okay, questions. There's a mic.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for taking my question. My question is, with all of these amazing communities and resources and people and coaches you have available, how do you avoid information overload?
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's such a great question. Well, kind of remembering your one thing. What is my one thing? So being really, hyper-focused on what is my main goal right now and what community is. So for me, the ironic thing about joining Crate Hackers was, I decided to kind of do less is more and not do so much podcasting and chase coaching and all this stuff and lead this big team. And I was like, I really need to focus on my music. What a whirlwind it's been. It's been 12 years of collecting all these genres, and I really want to organize my music. And so that group in particular is like what I need right now. So, the DJ's Vault is really focused on business stuff, so that's great for that, And then Evolve DJs, I've become aware of that, learning how to scratch and all that. So it's where you're at and what you want. So that's where you spend your time and focus. And all the Facebook communities and stuff, they're different. You can start your own too, but feel them out. I actually got cyberbullied in one of them before. Yeah, it wasn't fun. It only burned me for like a day. I was like, whatever. But hey, more questions? We're to go. Questions?
I got a question.
Here we go.
Well, not a question.
Awesome.
So, it's not a question at all, actually. I'll give you some flowers. Actually, the DJ community is very heavily on the male side. You're the first female presenter. And you by far done the very best job so far. Very easy to follow you, and congratulations. Keep doing a good job.
Thank you.
What he said, it's nice to see a female up here talking about important stuff like marketing and branding and whatnot. So I'm gonna, I guess, ask two questions. One was the book, the publishing of the book. Did you go directly just with the Kindle, the direct? Did you feel like that you would want at some point do a physical book outside of? Okay, there you go. Gotcha. All right. So, which process did you find was easier to do, the physical book itself, or just kind of offloading the PDF directly to Amazon and letting them handle it?
They're the same. So it all happens in KDP on Amazon, and you have the option, you know, to do either or. I did have a lot of problems formatting. I didn't have page numbers. I couldn't get the cover to fit, so I had to reach out to people on Fiverr. For like $5, they edited my book. I didn't have an editor.
So, because Fiverr is a hit and miss. I mean, you know, you can go, I'm the Twitch guy, so I can tell you right now, you can get some kid in India that's going to give you some crappy overlays that he sold to 7 other people, but you can get a home run that someone's going to really do a logo or something for you, like, you know, for $20, it would be amazing. So, what lessons did you learn going through all of that outsourcing process? Because all of those links that you provided, they all have traps.
Yeah. So ask your community, hey, have you found anyone on Fiverr that's good at this? Hey, do you have a WordPress wizard on like Fiverr? Yeah, I'd ask around. I was fortunate to have a graphic artist because of my clothing line, and so she helped me a lot with the cover. But I basically needed just like a proofreader, so that wasn't too complex, I guess. Okay, what was your second? Did you have a second question?
I did, but I think
Okay.
Sorry, we're out of time. Michelle's gonna hang out in the back, and if you have more questions, you can hit her up one-on-one in the back. We'll have one more round of applause. Michelle, thank you.
I'm gonna step that up a little more, because I meditated on that for 2.5 years. What is it gonna feel like? All right, thank you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Michelle. And next on the stage in just a moment is the talented